welcome. Episode 2, NORTHFIT, Stronger Together. Today's episode is more about getting the experience of two members who've been with us for different periods, but essentially, a chance for you to kind of give us a bit of an insight into your time with us. We're going to rattle through some questions. I'll ask a couple, Sean will ask a couple, and we'll kind of take your feedback and listen to you based on your experiences with us. But we're gonna kick it off with, and we'll start with Emma. Will be, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and your time with us, and how long you've been with us here at NORTHFIT.
Okay, so I'm Emma. I'm 37. I work in financial services, and I've been training here since June last year, so about 7 or 8 months. Never trained, did this kind of training at all before starting at NORTHFIT. I always did a lot of yoga. It's probably the only exercise I've ever really done for a long period of time. Been doing it for 10 years or so.
Nice.
And I used to do a lot of running and stuff, but I'd never really felt comfortable going into a gym. Wouldn't really have known where to start or what to do. So started coming here, and it's been going pretty well.
What about yourself, Paul?
Well, my name is Paul. I'm 58.
Clawing all your 50s.
Still, yep, I'm not 60 yet. But I've been coming here a couple of years now. Previous to this, I would have been just going to the local gyms, various PTs, which all seem to be going in different directions, not understanding my age group and what our capabilities was. When I joined NORTHFIT, sat down with Kieran, worked out a program, worked on that for about a year. Now we changed it. Now we're changing it slightly, due to getting older and aches and pains here and there. We were on 4-day weeks, 5-day weeks, and now we've got it down to 3-day weeks, which is working out pretty good. So,
and you both kind of touched on it there, but training background prior to here, you'd mentioned a wee bit of yoga. Well, how has that looked probably the last 10 years prior to here, just with yourself, Emma?
So before I started training in here, I was doing a lot of Pilates and yoga. I used to do a lot of running, but I never really had anything I properly enjoyed and stuck to. So I kind of just wanted to try something different. I wanted to kind of start training properly, but like I said, I wouldn't have known where to start. Just walking into a gym myself always just seemed kind of big and intimidating, whereas I kind of immediately just the vibe in here. It was just smaller and a bit more chilled and not posy or anything. So it was just more relaxed to kind of feel a bit more comfortable to get started.
Yeah, I think that immediately, the room we're sitting in is what was previously a big fancy living room by the looks of it in somebody's house a long time ago. So it immediately makes it a wee bit more relaxing, like you say, where it's not walking in and there's a couple of dozen people, loads of equipment and everything else, and it's kind of, it can feel like you're a bit lost when you walk into that commercial gym. It's probably the first thing that we tend to get is when we ask them about that wee bit of feedback, it's it just feels a wee bit more relaxed, which automatically makes it a wee bit more enjoyable. And yourself, Paul, you kind of mentioned a couple of things there, but how does it look for yourself?
To be honest, as I said, I've been in various gyms with various PTs over the years. Previous to that, it was kickboxing, full contact for a number of years. And to be honest, since I've joined NORTHFIT, I hadn't been able to lift the weights that I'm lifting now. So very comfortable with surprised by Sean's input.
Sean looking after you for the last couple of years.
Pushed me on a 150 squat, and that was good.
Jesus.
So yeah, I'm happy with the weights that I'm lifting, and feel a lot stronger than I ever did, no matter what training I'd done previously.
How would you compare that previous training? Obviously, you've tons of gym experience over the years, but relative to here?
Relative to here, I would have said that the one-on-one with you guys really is beneficial. With the PTs that you would get in the normal gyms, it's all about money. They're looking, they give you 30 minutes to an hour, and then, they're counting it down, with a long warm-up session and a long slow-down session.
Yep.
Whereas here, we're getting proper instruction on how to warm up, where to stretch, where not to injure yourself, whereas the other PTs, they all seem to be what you can gain by doing this, what you can do, push yourself harder.
Yeah.
Then they're giving you nutritional information which doesn't stack up. So, that was
I think that thing, what you said, and again, it was something that Emma touched on as well. The fact that you're coming into a room that it doesn't look or feel like a gym, but because it is small, there's never any more than 5 people here. we can have those conversations around, well, how's your day? Do you need a bit of stretching? Do you need a bit of mobility work? It isn't just, let's get you in, let's put a load of weight in your back, and hopefully that it works out.
Yeah, but Sean his normal question every day would be, "What's for dinner tonight?"
He's at that time of the evening. That's all he's thinking about. Yeah. He's like, get the couple of sessions over. What's for dinner? He's starving at that stage, isn't it? But it does, and again, the room we're sitting in, like I say, it makes it easier for us as a coaching team to be able to have those interactions to figure out more than just, well, what's your program say? Let's just get you with a heavy bar or a heavy dumbbell in your back, because like you say, we've all got different things that we're coming in with. We can't just keep training like we did 10 years ago, 20 years ago, because of the things we've maybe done before. Biggest challenge before NorthFit, like something you kind of maybe tried and struggled with, or something that you just haven't really had any success with prior to coming to NorthFit, Emma? What about yourself?
Just finding something I really enjoyed and was progressing at, and was kind of something I could stick to, because I mean, doing yoga for years, like I always enjoyed it, but you kind of get to a certain stage and there's only kind of so much you can do or progress with, so I kind of just wanted to try something totally different and sort of shake things up. And I mean, I never would have thought that I would actually enjoy like lifting weights, but it turns out I do, and
you definitely enjoy it.
And but I don't think I ever would have like been able to kind of progress in the way that I have without the proper support from obviously the coaches here, because like I just wouldn't have, like I say, I wouldn't have really known where to start, but then obviously kind of got the guidance of how to properly like push myself without pushing myself too far, and but just kind of challenge myself a bit, I suppose.
I think it's that limit of and it's conversations that like you have in a session. It's, can I do this or can I not? But where's that limit that you can maybe push it to on that day to see, can I get that extra wee bit without hurting myself or doing something wrong where it causes problems then. So I think that's something that has that we've seen with yourself. Yes, you've never done this before either, which it can be a huge barrier in itself, but the progress you've made with some of those kind of big, heavy exercises have been pretty probably surprising on your part.
Yeah,
like you say, you weren't maybe expecting it, but it's brilliant to feel that you can kind of push that and see some of that progress. What about yourself, Paul?
I would say previous to coming here, I'd have pushed myself maybe too hard and then injured myself. I'd have been down for 2 or 3 months because I've actually pushed too hard on the weights. Coming here, I gradually made myself up to weights that I'd never been able to lift, and no injuries. A few wee knockbacks here and there, but you guys kept me right, saying don't be doing that now. Do less reps. Lift a little less, and then let's work on it.
Maybe felt like slower.
Yeah, slower progression
numbers,
to it.
but
it was a slower progression to the higher numbers, and with no injury, which is
without any significant breaks in your training bar, normal life stuff. And I suppose that's a big thing. If we can, continue to train, there's always going to be, the odd niggle or something here, because it is a bit of a risk with training. In any form,
especially at my age,
pushing 60. But like you say, you've lifted, and you're probably as strong now as what you've ever been.
Strongest I've ever been. Yeah,
which is brilliant.
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
Prior to joining NorthFit, I'll put this to you first. Any reservations? Well, we're going back probably 2.5 years, maybe nearly 3 years. Was there any reservations about joining here or what we've done or? Yeah,
I think the first day I met you in a garage, and I'd seen the sign, and I said to you, he says, "Where are you?" And he says, "Just across the road." And I went, "Oh, flip, it's a wee small place, it's not really, set up for a gym. It's not really, I think you're only 2 or 3 racks at that stage."
I think it was only 3 maybe, yeah.
And I said to myself, I may as well go in
give it a
one
go.
day. So I went in and sat here, and I actually said to you, look, if it doesn't work out after a couple of days, I'll not be back.
I remember you saying that.
I says, and
I don't remember you saying a couple of days. I thought it was a bit longer than that, Paul.
No, couple of days.
Couple of weeks.
I said paid you cash so that there's no comeback, and yes, I'm stuck here ever since.
That's kind of how it started.
That's the honest truth. That's how it happened. So
and it's kind of, I think that day we were past. I was going out of the garage, or you were coming in or something.
Yeah.
And then you called in one day and we just chatted, but he literally said that to me. He says, "Kieran, I'll give it a go, and I'll see. I don't know if it's for me." That was 2.5 years ago.
Because the place was small, and you used to, when you're in the gym, walking around and waiting for a machine, and trying out different, your locations, and you're waiting and blah blah blah. So that's just had been conditioned going to gyms
Aye, but
previous.
you just thought that was the norm.
But when you got here, like you had your own rack, your own space, your own weights, your own everything, which to me was like abnormal.
A bit weird, yeah. What about yourself, Emma? I suppose reservation-wise, no, this isn't something you've ever done before, personal training-wise, but even just weight kind of strength-based training. So did you have any yourself?
I don't think, not really. I kind of decided to join on a bit of a whim. Like I think, I kind of like it.
Actually, a bit like Paul.
Yeah, it genuinely was. Like I think I came in here and met you, and then the next day I had my first
That's
session,
right. Yeah,
and
it was very quick actually.
and just kind of started, and I just kind of
Never
like
looked back.
yeah, just enjoyed it from the start, and I liked how like the fact that it was small, like because I've never really been like a gym person before, or like I'd never gone to any of the bigger ones or anything, so you know, didn't really have anything to compare it to, but just kind of came in and everyone's kind of doing their own program, so it's not like just didn't feel like competitive or anything from the start. Everyone's just kind of doing their own thing, but it's like friendly at the same time.
I think that's a big thing, that kind of competitive side of it as well. No, if you go to, even like you said, years and years going into the gyms, depending on the environment, it could be naturally quite competitive because of the sport or something. But you know, even walking around like a public gym or something, there's always a bit of like, everyone's watching me. You know, I'm the one that doesn't know what I'm doing type thing. Even though there's a lot of people probably in it felt the same way. But no, it's probably more motivating than competitive in that sense, where you can just see what other people are doing. Like even what you've been doing the last couple of weeks for your training, that will be motivating and kind of rubbing off on other people to be like, oh, I'll give that a go, because it kind of encourages them a wee bit. So that's good. And now, like, how long are you here with us now?
Like 7-8 months.
7-8 months, 2.5, 3 years nearly.
Memories go on.
We'll follow on from that. So 7 or 8 months, what's helped you stay so consistent in them 7-8 months?
I think I've just enjoyed, like enjoying coming is one of the biggest things. Just like, and it's motivating to like see yourself making progress and lifting heavier weights and stuff, and kind of motivates you to want to keep coming back and doing more of the same. And
lifting heavy stuff.
Yeah,
Big circles.
yeah,
Big heavy
but it just
circles.
feels really cool to know that you're like lifting heavier weights and you're making progress, and
It's just like you're getting better week by week.
Yeah.
Type thing, yeah. What about you, Paul? What's helped you stay consistent?
You know my line, Sean. I said every time I go to the gym, I hate this place. But unfortunately, I keep coming back.
He hates the house more.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he hates where he has to go.
No,
to
I have
once
to be honest. Seeing the progression over the last couple of years has been fantastic, you know. So that's why I keep coming back. When I was traveling or working stuff, I tried to follow the program as best I could then in various other gyms, which was good because I had the grounding. With you guys,
kept
you guys
there.
taught me, you know, and so I have to say progression, yeah.
I think that's a bit. No, if you've been getting into the gyms for
Too long,
longer than you can remember. You've been coming into here for about 7 or 8 months. No, there's regardless of where you're at in the training, there needs to be something that you can kind of go. That is progressing. Otherwise, you're just kind of showing up and going through the motions, and and you're not going to see those things that have maybe been what you've wanted to get.
Still hit the place, like. But I'll be here at 5 a day.
You'll be here at 5 tonight, and you'll be here.
Then I'll be here tomorrow.
I'll ask you for dinner, well, Apart from progression, is there any other goals? Maybe it's you're fitter, you feel better, everyday life, anything like that you've noticed since training here?
To be honest, no.
Just lifting heavy things.
Just lifting heavy.
Things.
No, to be fair, definitely feel stronger. You know, I'll do quite a lot of walking. Walking now is, you know, whereas before I'd been struggling. It's
more than ever.
2 or 3 miles, but now it's like no.
6, 8 minutes.
Yeah, I think the lower body stuff we've been working on is brilliant. You know, and that does help, especially when you're walking up hills and stuff. You know.
The dog must love you now.
Well, the dog.
That's what keeps him coming back. The dog.
Yeah, so those things, you know, the progression again from, you know, working on the lower part of the body and then upper strength, the things that Kieran and me sat down and discussed where I really wanted to go. Yeah. You know, I wanted just strength training more so than bodybuilding. So, and I feel strong, so
good.
I'm happy with that.
What about you, Emma? Any other goals apart from just getting stronger?
Just getting stronger is the main one, yeah. But
any other wee like wins that you've got? No, any others anything that kind of stands out during your time? You went really. I'm glad I got that, or surprised myself that I even got that.
In terms of like the actual training, or just some of the actual like weights I've lifted has surprised me. Like
some of them numbers are
deadlifts and
pretty
stuff.
impressive.
Like some of the deadlifts and the bench press and
Yep.
stuff. Like bench press especially always seemed like something really like scary. Like when I first started and I was looking at people doing it, I was like, like
No chance.
I don't think that's for me. But then I did like 40 kg just after
right.
Christmas,
Yeah,
which was pretty cool. So
That's very good, yeah.
so yeah, just some of the numbers, just thinking like, oh wow, actually,
I done that.
lifted that. Yeah.
Yeah. In your opinion, and based on your own experiences, what makes NorthFit different from a typical gym or like a typical kind of small group personal training gym? Go you first, Paul.
I have to say again, what the one-on-one, sitting down, not just giving you a program, where you discuss it with yourselves. You say, right, well, what injuries did you have then or in the past? And working from that, I think, where you're getting that program tailored for you specifically is fantastic,
And even in your case as well, because you have quite a bit of experience in the gym, we have to approach that in a way that matches where you're at, not us just telling you what to do.
Yeah, that's it.
You have your own things and your own ideas, and there's things that you've in your
Well,
sessions.
everybody learns bad habits over the years. Like,
There's been stuff there, I'm sure.
By watching people in the gym and you say, oh, they're doing it right, and then you copy them, and then you find out when you come here that you were doing it wrong for years. And you were always wondering, how did you get that shoulder injury or how did you get that sore leg,
But even someone in your position as well, we were able to take some of your like feedback on exercises or the recommendations on the way you want your program structured, because it works with certain things as well, because you have experience as well. So
it's tailored around, which is good. It's good that you can actually go in and they say, well, we bit like the other day I had a bad wrist, as you said.
that's right, yeah.
And I think 30 push-ups to do, and I was feeling it on my wrist, and you says, right, give it a break on the
Change
wrist.
it around a wee bit,
Change it around, So it's good that there can go around, and then you can actually see the progression that you've made, and also the what weights you've been lifting up. Just looking at your program,
Just looking at
and you can see where you've been up and where you've been down, your readiness, and so
gives you a bit more feedback.
to me it's well you've got it well suited, for each individual, whether young or old,
Regardless of age.
That's you being young, me being old.
And what about yourself, Emma? What would you say, in your opinion, kind of makes NorthFit different to a typical kind of large gym or like a small group personal training gym?
Well, like you were saying, like the one-on-one kind of program, and it's based on what you want to do and what your goals are and stuff is obviously good, but I like just the atmosphere. Like everyone who comes is just like very chilled, and it's it's friendly, but it's like relaxed. And,
it is quite relaxed when you suppose it's not.
And you kind of get to know.
Apart from Sean's dodgy music,
Yeah.
Apart from that, sorry.
That can be questionable. But yeah, it's just friendly and it's chilled, and enjoy that about it as well.
Good. Last one. If you were given someone, or maybe someone on the fence or kind of stuck with their training and a wee bit unsure about joining NorthFit, what would be one piece of advice you would give them?
Mine would be just do it, honestly, because as I said, you've got so many out there now offering this, that and the other, and I can honestly say here in North Belfast especially, it's probably the best gym that I've seen or been to, and I've tried quite a few of them. And I just have to be honest, I still don't like it. I still don't like
He's a liar.
But it's the truth. I honestly would say, come and try it, even just for a one-day trial. And
what about yourself, Emma?
Yeah, similar. Just give it a go, and see if it's for you. I mean,
Kind of what you done 7-8 months ago.
Yeah.
One day, started training the next day.
Exactly. Just try it, and you might enjoy it. Yeah. Because I mean, if before I started, I never would have thought I would actually willingly want to get up first thing in the morning and go and lift weights before work. But now I really enjoy doing that.
Normal.
So
Getting up at 5:30 to be here for 6.
yeah.
Best feeling in the world.
Good. Guys, any other questions? Anything you want to add in? Happy enough? And that's a wrap. We're done.
ready to pay me now?
Is that still recording?